Hello my fellow kaiju groupies. Last year I made a video titled Godzilla Sequel, How Will Mothra Make Sense? And I figured I would follow it up by doing a video titled Godzilla Sequel, How Will King Ghidorah Make Sense? Because I've heard a lot of concern amongst Godzilla fans regarding how rather whimsical creatures like Mothra and King Ghidorah are going to be included in this new, largely realistic, scientific Godzilla universe. First of all, to the people who keep saying that, well, Mothra and King Ghidorah need to be realistic in order to fit in here, my question is, how is, Godzilla realistic in the first place? Godzilla isn't real, so that instantly makes him not realistic, right? Maybe you should define what you mean by realistic. So in my previous video, which you guys can watch here, I will put an annotation to it, I basically discuss a couple different ideas as to how I think Mothra is going to be realistically portrayed in these new Godzilla movies, and I'm going to do that here with King Ghidorah also. With King Ghidorah, a lot of people instantly assume that because he is this golden, three-headed dragon from space that he instantly isn't going to fit into these movies, which is not entirely true. When you think about it, there are mythological / legendary dragons that appear in both Western and Eastern cultures, and they appear in many, many different forms. And I would personally argue, and I know that others have argued in the past, that myth and legend are both derived from actual experiences, so that kind of gives it a sense of realism, right? Realism, right? Take in point, for example, Greek mythology. The Hydra is considered a dragon, and in instances, King Ghidorah has been referred to as being a dragon, or a Hydra, which is a dragon, so feasibly that could be a potential background that Legendary could go into. So in my eyes, I think King Ghidorah could go in one of two ways. Either one, they could delve from, the mythological background from both Asian and European cultures and be like, okay, so there was a ton of this radiation on Earth millions of years ago, as established in the first installment of the Godzilla movies. Isn't it feasible to assume that some sort of three-headed draconic creature could be thriving in the bowels of the Earth, absorbing this remaining radiation until something stirs it to life again? That could be one direction that it could go in. Another direction, which I personally hope they keep, is King Ghidorah's origin as a space monster. In the original 1964 Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, or the Americanized Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, King Ghidorah is a meteor that falls from space. It hatches like an egg and he transforms into this gigantic three-headed gravity bolt-spewing beast. Who's to say that, deep in space somewhere there could be some sort of alien life form that notices the radioactive properties of the Earth and is attracted to it, and comes to Earth just to be like, okay, I'm gonna feed on your radioactivity, ha. And when he gets down there and realizes this, he runs into Godzilla, Rodan, and Mothra. I think it seems pretty feasible that they could keep his space origin and adapt it to these new movies. I don't really think this has anything to do with being realistic. Personally, I would rather have Mothra and King Ghidorah maintain their origins because it provides a diverse contrast to Godzilla and Rodan, who are more than likely, well, Godzilla already, but Rodan is going to be more than likely a creature who evolves through consuming radiation, or he's going to be an ancient creature like Godzilla, who used to feed on the radiation and comes to life again. So, to Godzilla fans, I encourage you, don't be so worried about the realism in the Godzilla franchise, especially in the Legendary one, because it's all about diversity and maintaining the original story and hearkening back to what was. And I'm sure they'll put their new, unique spin on it, but focus less on whether it makes sense in the real world, because this isn't the real world we're talking about. In any case, if you like my videos, if you're a Godzilla fan, please subscribe to my channel and share my videos. I have an entire playlist of Godzilla-themed videos, so definitely go watch that. And also, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. How do you think they are going to depict King Ghidorah in the new installment of the Godzilla movie? If you disagree with me, that's perfectly okay. I love a good discussion. Anyway, thank you for listening. You guys have a good night.